Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here at Solana, see what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors in the back end. This is looking pretty spicy here, folks. No other way around it. This coin is looking interesting, to say the least. Quick congrats, though. We got some nice AVAX profits here, 240% in 3 months, 63% in 4 days from 2 AVAX separate trades. Injected 51%, that's a long. We have an Ocean and Fetch coin, shorts. I was advised not to take a short in this market, and I've told you plenty of times not to do so as well, but those had very, very strong confirming factors. If you're curious about that, look at my video from yesterday. I reviewed both of them before I sent out those signals. Anyways, what we're looking at here for Solana is some heavy liquidation to the downside. A lot of longs are getting destroyed here so far. So down as low as 145, even 143.5 would be our next area of focus, so to speak, where the price action could come down a little bit lower. In fact, let's rerun this here because we just swept 144, and we can see it just keeps on coming down. Okay, so again, healthy retracement. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I think Solana is definitely a little high, a little on the high side there, considering how far it's come, right? So I would say a normal retracement would make sense here, and we're not. We're experiencing that now. Okay, so again, I'm not discrediting your favorite coin just by saying that I think it's due for a correction. I'm simply saying from a technical standpoint, it makes sense. Now, we could also see from a technical standpoint the sensibility of the price retracing or recorrecting itself and recovering back up to the 155 range. That's possible too with a lot of liquidation levels there. But again, it's less probable at this exact moment, just with Bitcoin retesting that 69,000 range, which just happened a moment ago. So what does that mean for us here? Well, it means that Solana will likely continue to nosedive, but let's see how far down it could go if it does, right? Let's start with a worst case scenario. Heaven forbid the price continues lower. What are we looking at? So these are the fib levels, just to kind of be transparent with you. 0.382, 0.1, 0.5, 0.618. Roughly that 107, 108 range is the lowest point I would say would be a practical pivot point for the price action if it comes down super hard. I don't think we're going to see that today or tomorrow, okay? But again, we could very well see a pretty significant retracement. I mean, look at this candle here. I don't know if you recall that. Now, that was a lot of manipulation from Bitcoin, but that was a 26% candle from top to bottom. So, heaven forbid the price continues lower. I would say 108, 117, or 126 would be those areas of retracement. Now, do we have support between now and then? Yes, we got a ton of support, so nothing to super concern yourself with. However, we want to recognize that this shift in momentum is occurring here for Bitcoin, and alts will probably continue to digress. Now, Solana did very well yesterday in light of all the nonsense that happened and earlier today with coins retracing pretty heavy overnight, at least here in the States. Depending on where you're at, obviously that was different, but the general consensus here is that we're seeing a stochastic swing to the downside. This is the second stochastic swing that does carry more weight than the first. Once again, I've mentioned that in the past. Please understand that. We are losing 70 on the RSI as well, and money flow index is right there with it. So still a lot of money in this coin, folks. There's no other way around it. But the truth is, we could very well see the price continue lower just based on that sentiment. A lot of it hinges on how Bitcoin behaves here today, truthfully. I think that has a lot to do with it. But either way, 4-hour time frame, lost the 20-day SMA. We got to just kind of open our eyes here that we are tentatively bearish on the midterm. Stochastic swinging down hard. We're tentatively under 50 on the RSI, and money flow index is low. That's a sign for reversal. Same thing here with the MACD diverging quite strong. So there's a lot of reasons here as to why the price action should continue lower. But once again, we haven't established a lower low yet. So I wouldn't be too hasty just to jump into a short. That's my personal opinion, and I'll stick with it. Because again, people do have a tendency of taking my words and running with them. So I'm saying right now, I wouldn't recommend a short or a long because it's in that transition. Okay, a lot of coins are transitioning right now from either bullish to bearish or remaining bullish, waiting for the market to stop being bearish. There's a lot of little things that can happen, but understanding how Bitcoin is behaving right now factors in, and Bitcoin is being a pain in the ass. So let's go ahead and do this here. Let's talk about the Ichimoku Cloud and see where we're at. We wicked down below, but we haven't confirmed below. If you know anything about the Ichimoku Cloud, I have plenty of videos on this, both in my private trading academy, but also in my public library there. So search for it if you're curious. But man, this is telling us here a couple of deciding factors. So our conversion line is below the baseline. That tells us we have shifted momentum to the downside. Big surprise, the 4-hour reflects that as well. The the lagging span here is effectively lagging behind, but it's also below the price action that's free and clear. That tells us that you should have taken profit on your long position by now. Okay. In other words, honestly, if you were in a long position at anything under 144, what are you doing? Why are you still holding that trade open? I don't know, it baffles me that people hold on for dear life on a high leverage trade. You're going to get eaten alive on fees. So just come on, take profits when you can. That's the exchange loves it when you do that, but you're not going to love it when you see all that profit being eaten up by fees. Anyways, what I'm getting at here is we got 2 out of 3 reasons why the price action should continue lower, but we don't just hastily jump into a trade right now, because if you jump into a short without confirmation, you're not trading correctly, right? We want to wait for confirmation below the cloud. So hypothetically, in another, just say 8 hours from now, when the candlestick closes here on the daily, the price will either be here, or it'll be somewhere in this range, okay? When the price action closes below the cloud, those are confirming factors for me to go ahead and take a short position, as long as other contributing factors are present, which on the 4-hour time frame we've identified are. But we're not there yet. So if you're going to jump into a short, low leverage, low position sizing, I would wait for confirmation. I'm looking for a candlestick closure today, somewhere in the range, like I said before, at 144 or lower. Okay, so again, another 8 hours or so comes around, we're right here. That would be a solid consideration for a short, but we're going to reevaluate to make sure that it's worthwhile. So I'm going to set my alerts here for, I would say roughly about 5 or 6 p.m., more so as a timer on my clock rather than an actual alert on the charts. And what I'm going to be looking for is confirmation below the cloud, and then all the other 4-hour and or daily timeframes are still referring this coin is looking bearish. Again, a lot can happen in the next 8 hours. Bitcoin could pull its head out of its ass and go to 75,000. We never truly know. But if Bitcoin does continue to digress like we're kind of expecting, to retest that upper 60 to mid 60K range, then I think Solana is due for a correction down to some of these levels here. Once again, just a friendly reminder, this is not a guarantee, but these are the common retracement levels if the price pulls back. 0.382, 126. 0.5, 117. 0.618, 108. That's generally what we're looking at there. So friendly advice here, folks, be patient. That's all there is to it. Try not to FOMO in or out. It's okay to wait for confirmation and to miss an opportunity because you waited for confirmation. Trust me on this. Over the last 20 years of trading, I can tell you that waiting for a trade that never happens is a much better thing to do than to take a trade that you regret. Okay? Just some walking away money there for you. Or, conversation that should be valuable, if you will. Either way, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you learned something here today. We'll look forward to seeing the next video. Make sure you check out Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. No KYC or VPN required. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Deeply appreciate that. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.